Could an F-22 Raptor take on a Death Glider? Welcome to Sidetrack, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. So, as all good discussions should begin, I was in the pub with my mate, and we were talking about the Death Gliders and the F-302. Now, the F-302, we've seen it repeatedly in Stargate, absolutely batter the Death Glider. They can take them one-on-one and have been very successful. Why can't any conventional aircraft do that? Why couldn't an F-22 do that? And initially I went, don't be stupid, mate. So let's compare the two. Let's compare the F-22 to the Gold Death Glider. First of all, the Death Glider has a maximum speed within an atmosphere of about 1200 kph. This is actually equivalent to the Raptor's maximum speed. Actually, the Raptor can go a little quicker, even though it does have a supercruise capability where it can actually stay at supersonic flight for much longer than other conventional aircraft could dream of. The F-22 obviously has a far more limited range than the Death Glider. The Death Glider, powered by liquid naquadah, can pretty much have unlimited range. First score, kind of a draw. Within an atmosphere, these aircraft are roughly the same speed and have probably similar climb rates. According to several sources, the F-302 that we know can take on and go toe-to-toe with a Death Glider has a similar capability from a maneuverability point of view as the F-22 Raptor. But we know from the Battle over Antarctica that there was a dogfight between F-302s and Death Gliders, and that they seem to be roughly comparable. So I think it's safe to assume that the F-22 Raptor could roughly go toe-to-toe with the Death Glider and be roughly as manoeuvrable. So again, it's kind of a draw. The F-22 has thrust vectoring capability, so that really makes it one of the most manoeuvrable large aircraft in the military right now. Now, the Death Glider and the F-302, in fact, have inertial dampening systems. It doesn't basically exert as many Gs onto the pilot. One way of thinking about this is that the F-302 might be as manoeuvrable as the Raptor. It feels like a Raptor to fly, but it actually feels like you're on a large passenger jet when you're actually flying it. There isn't the G-forces that the F-22 Raptor pilot would have to put up with. So let's think about weapon systems. The F-22 Raptor carries an arsenal of up to 8 missiles, normally 6 AIM-120s and 2 Sidewinder missiles. Now, this is really important because the AIM-120 missile is what they call an over-horizon weapon system. It has a range of around 160 kilometers and it can do Mach 4. So this is a very clever weapon system and really important because that is one of the main reasons why the F-302 was so capable versus the Death Glider, because it uses missiles. The missiles have a far greater range than the staff cannons that the Death Glider uses. So in the same way that the F-302 uses its missiles against a Death Glider, so would the F-22. The F-22 Raptor would fire its radar-guided missiles at very long range and then turn around and leg it. In a one-on-one fight between an F-22 and a Death Glider, I don't think the Death Glider would even get within 100 miles of the Raptor. But how about if they got into a close-up combat situation? In that case, I believe actually the Death Glider would be more manoeuvrable than the Raptor. Also, the Raptor would only have its forward-facing cannon. It wouldn't have the firepower to take on the Death Glider in an actual straight-up fight in that way. The staff cannons don't run out of ammunition, they can keep firing, they obviously are a devastating weapon system, and as soon as the Death Glider gets close enough to hit them, they would have no chance. It's actually, though, not clear what missile system the F-302 uses. They say Fox 2 during the Battle of Antarctica. You actually hear the pilots say that. Now, that normally means a heat-seeking missile system. Fox 3 would be a radar-guided missile system. But you generally don't use radar-guided missile systems in close combat like there was at the Antarctica. You would use heat-seeking missiles. So let's break it down. The F-22 can match speed, at least for short periods of time. The F-22 can possibly match manoeuvrability. And the F-22 has the advantage of a long-range missile system that could hit the Death Glider before they even got close. So, in a one-on-one situation, assuming the radar missile systems can lock on and that they go a wall, basically don't come up with a way of getting around that or a way of blocking that, the F-22 Raptor would be more than capable of taking on a Death Glider, and the Death Glider would not even see the enemy coming. But in a close-up dogfight, I wouldn't want to be aboard a Raptor. In a close-up dogfight, the Death Glider has a better capability with short-range weapon systems, and they have unlimited firepower. If you had a dogfight with squadrons against squadrons, basically several Death Fighters against several Raptors, if they have the capability of taking the Death Gliders out at distance, then this would be a very, very short battle. But if they had to get in close and fire up close, the F-302 has railguns that could give it some teeth. The F-22 Raptor doesn't. It would have absolutely no chance except for its two Sidewinder missiles, and once it ran out of ammunition, once it ran out of those missiles, it would be a duck shoot for the Death Gliders. I think the capability of the F-302 basically in a dogfight isn't that dissimilar to the capabilities of the F-22 Raptor. But the main reason why the F-302 is so able to take on a Death Glider is because the missiles. And the missiles are exactly the same as the missiles you would get aboard the F-22 Raptor. So for that reason, and that reason alone, yes, the F-22 Raptor could take on a Death Glider, as long as the Death Glider isn't allowed to get too close. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share the video wherever the hell you like, really start the debate. Go over onto Facebook, there's a link in the description. Also, you can join the channel and help me produce more material. I try to get videos out every week on all these different subjects. Also, leave a comment. Is there anything else you would like me to discuss on one of these videos? Thanks, guys. Please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.